Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Colossal, and this movie came out in 2016, and it stars Anne Hathaway, Dan Stevens, and Tim Blake Nelson is in it too, and this movie was kind of on my watch list. I heard that it was supposed to be good, and I was curious to check it out, and I thought it was good. I watched it on Netflix, and I didn't feel as though it was a complete waste of time, although I do have my own criticisms with it, and there are parts of this movie that definitely stuck with me and are memorable and kind of interesting to think about and fun. But overall, it did kind of lose me at times. But there are moments where it has some really good sound design, especially towards the beginning. And that's where it was like really impressive to me. Just from the opening, I was like, ooh, this is fun. The movie also didn't look bad either. Same thing with the music. It wasn't bad. And I thought the performances were good overall. I wasn't really big on the drunk acting. I just found it to be kind of forced and unnatural, and it just didn't really do much for me. And I did kind of like how it was played into the movie, but unfortunately, the overall presentation of it just left me feeling, I don't really feel that really. But still, this movie had really good visual effects, especially for the time. For a movie that's like 10 years old, I think they hold up pretty well. And I did like the overall confusion that our main character was experiencing, and I enjoyed following Anne Hathaway, and I found her character to be likable and something to keep me going throughout the film. And I did like how things wrapped up without spoiling anything. And this movie does get dumb at times, especially when things are revealed as to how this whole thing is happening. And I was like, that's kind of dumb. Like a lot more stupid than you're probably thinking. Like you could think of any number of things that could be really cool, or just not show it and leave it up to your own imagination. But unfortunately, they just picked like the dumbest thing you could possibly think of. Probably further than that, honestly. I was just thinking, really? 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 That was really dumb. And despite that, I still found things to enjoy in the second half of the movie. I do like the first half better than the second half, because I feel as though the first half was more grounded and it was also something I could get into a bit better. And there are parts of this movie that reminded me of Cloverfield from 2008, and those parts were cool. Like just seeing like the big monster from that movie. Like it was reminding me of the monster in Cloverfield, like when we would get shots of it, and it would be very brief, but it's still very effective and cool. There was also an antagonistic character in this movie that I didn't really feel much from that character. I just felt it to be kind of forced and unnecessary. And there's a decent amount about this movie that just feels thrown together, like Dan Stevens. He really didn't need to be in the movie much at all outside of the opening scene. They just didn't really do much with his character, and there are plenty of moments in the second half where I was just wondering, why don't you call the cops? Because clearly there's a character that's doing stuff that's very illegal, or like just something that you would call the cops for. Like, why didn't you do that? Like, he literally assaulted you. Like, why aren't you saying anything about it? But I do feel as though there's enough about this movie that worked pretty well, and it is a film that I will remember. It's a film that I would consider coming back to, and I didn't feel as though it was a complete waste of time. It wasn't a torture for me, and I would say it's a good movie overall. So check this movie out whenever you get the chance. It's currently on Netflix, and it's enjoyable for what it is. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Colossal a 6 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below your thought of Colossal, and my social media links. They will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for The Rip. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.